What is going on, everybody? This is my first commentary, so I'm gonna try my best to stay on topic and you know, just not do things like this where I lose my train of thought. Anyway, so what I wanted to really talk about was you know, things that I wanted to see in the new CoD. And what brought this, you know, what made me want to do this commentary is actually playing the game that I'm playing right now, which is a domination game on Black Ops 2 Hijacked, obviously. And, you know, it seems like every time I get on this game, which is pretty rarely these days, everyone is sniping. And wouldn't you know it, you know, I'd say 4 or 5 out of the 6 players on the other team are sniping. So, you know, I'm sitting here with all the news today about, you know, CoD 2014, the reveal in a couple of days and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm obviously, you know, thinking about, you know, what the multiplayer is going to be like, which we really won't have any idea about until, you know, late July, early August, you know. So, I mean, you know, really it's something that I shouldn't even be thinking about, but I am, obviously. So, I mean, what I was thinking, basically, about sniper rifles is, what makes it bad is that it's so easy with aim assist and, you know, the power of a single bullet from a sniper rifle for people to kill you, you know, obviously in one shot. So I think one thing that they really need to do is, you know, the closer you get to an enemy, the less damage a bullet should do from a sniper rifle, right? So, you know, that would definitely help stop people running around with sniper rifles as if they were SMGs or assault rifles. You know, and another thing for, you know, close quarters purposes, you know, no crosshairs for sniper rifles, ever. You know, I mean, if somebody is as good as they think they are, then you don't need crosshairs, right? To quickscope somebody or to no-scope, whatever the fuck it is that these, you know, fucking virgins do, you know? And, you know, this may be reaching, but certain perk and attachment combos should be banned for sniper rifles altogether. You know what I mean? Like that quick draw bullshit, you know, that seems to be on every sniper with no fucking perk or anything. You know, that absolutely needs to be taken out of the game, period. You know, like, it's fucking, you know, before the game can get through one frame, you know, it's already their scope, you know, black scoped or fucking whatever it is, you know, and they're shooting and there's nothing you can do about it. So, you know, that's one thing. What else? I have some things written down that I, you know, sort of wanted to make sure I remembered for this video. Tac inserts. If you have a sniper rifle on your class, you shouldn't be able to use the tac insert. You know, obviously on fucking Hijacked, you know, they like to, you know, tac insert in the kitchen and, you know, fuck around like that and kill you as soon as you spawn, and there's, you know, basically nothing you can do about it. So, you know, that's kind of shitty. So no tac inserts if you got a sniper rifle. And another thing about, you know, the new CoD is, you know, take notes from Ghosts, man. They did, you know, practically everything wrong. So if you want to make a good game, just fucking play that game once or twice and do the exact opposite, you know, like the size of the maps, which everybody complains about. You know, I mean, the game shipped with, you know, fucking Battlefield size maps, which was ridiculous, and nobody liked that, you know. So I mean, you know, you have 2 or 3 big maps, 2 or 3 small maps, and the majority medium-sized maps. Everybody likes medium-sized maps, you know. There's room for you know, people who like to run and gun. There's room for, you know, people who like to snipe, you know, traditional sniping, you know, like where you actually fucking snipe. You know, so I think medium-sized maps as a majority, you know, would be a good call. What else? You know, and another thing is, you know, the graphics, great, man. You know, we have these next-gen consoles. We have Xbox One. We have PS4. You know, that's great. But at the end of the day, if your game is no fun, the graphics mean shit. You know what I mean? I'd much rather, you know, them focus on the mechanics of the game than, you know, put all their time and energy into having amazing graphics and the most realistic this and that. I mean, you know, honestly, if you wanted realistic graphics, you'd be playing Battlefield. If you wanted a more realistic feeling shooter, you'd be playing Battlefield. You wouldn't be playing Call of Duty, period. You know, and that's just all there is to it. You know what I mean? So leave that shit for Battlefield. You don't need that. You know, and another thing, you know, that I've been hearing is hearing mainly from Thunder. You know, pretty sure you guys know what Thunder is. You know, matchmaking, you know, either skill-based or connection-based. And, you know, the skill-based matchmaking is great because, you know, you get to play against people that are better than you, worse than you. You have a good game, you have a bad game, you have an okay game. But, you know, the connection-based is you're always going to have a fair game, which is what I want. And fair in the sense where everybody's on the same connection. Nobody's, you know, shooting and bullets aren't registering and, you know, people are skipping across the screen. I'd much rather play people that are way better than me and get destroyed than play people way worse than me and not even be able to shoot them because they're fucking lagging around the screen or, you know, whatever the case is. So I'd much rather have connection-based matchmaking than anything else. You know, what else? No target finders, no fucking MMS scopes, no fucking tracker sites, or, you know, and, you know, it's fucking ridiculous. You shouldn't have, you know, a Predator missile screen in your scope. You know, that's always how I've looked at the target finder. It's like a fucking Predator missile in your gun. It's retarded. It's completely unfair. It, you know, it just promotes shitty players staying shitty. And, you know, it's ridiculous. Period. What else? Streaks, they have to work on the assault streaks. And when I say assault, I just mean as streaks as a whole. No support, no fucking, you know, what's the fucking thing they do in Ghost that they did in Modern Warfare 3? The specialist, that's fucking ridiculous. And even in Ghost, they fucking ruined specialists. It's completely ruined in Ghost. Support is just ridiculous, period. You know, it's another thing that promotes bad players. You know, hey, I don't, you know, have to do anything to earn my score streaks. And especially with score streaks like the squad member, which is better than most of the assault streaks. So, you know, we need traditional UAVs and advanced UAVs back, and, you know, the orbital VSATs, you know, whatever you want to call it. We need the traditional stuff back. We don't need fucking VSATs where you have to have one and your teammate has to have one and you have to put it down simultaneously. Fuck that, dude. If you get a UAV, you get a UAV, period. No fucking complicated, ridiculous shit. Incentives we need for, you know, objective game types. You know, the way that Ghost shipped, where the first person who got on the flag was the only person who got the points towards streaks for it, was ridiculous. In the last patch they fixed that. Now you get half a point, you know, which should have just been the way that the game shipped. You know, period. That's just the way it should have been. You know, introduce creative game types over the life cycle of the game. You know, like keep the game as fresh as you possibly can, because people will stop playing it. You know, as they did Ghost, and, you know, a lot of people are back on Black Ops 2. I think that new weapons and kill streaks need to be put into the game that don't require you to have, you know, a season pass or, you know, a microtransaction or, you know, whatever. You know, it still keeps people who don't necessarily have the money to, you know, buy DLC and all that other stuff to keep playing the game, you know. Obviously there are going to be people who do have money, who can, you know, afford the DLC and microtransactions and everything else, but that doesn't necessarily mean that those should be the only people that get stuff to keep the game fresh, in my opinion. New kill streaks, man. We need, you know, just fresh. We need to keep the game fresh. Monthly stuff, not every 3 months. DLC, yes, big stuff like maps and, you know, stuff like that, but smaller stuff like weapons and kill streaks and, you know, stuff like that. Roll it out every month, man. Like, keep people interested, you know. Don't make people wait, you know, a fucking quarter of a year for one new gun and 4 new maps. You know, that's, I've never really understood that logic, but whatever. And, you know, just in general, this is a new studio. You know, they did have, you know, a little bit to do with Modern Warfare 3, or a lot to do with it. I don't really remember. But Modern Warfare 3 was not that great. The multiplayer was just not great at all. So, I mean, you know, if that's our first look at what Sledgehammer is bringing to the table, then it's not great. So now that they, you know, are the main people developing, they need to make a great impression. That is my main thing. Make a good impression. Separate yourselves from Treyarch and Infinity Ward and make a great impression, you know, and you'll have a loyal customer base that would be looking forward to your next game. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. 91 kills. Took a shit on some snipers, and that's it, man.
I'll get you back. I'll get you back one day.
Big win, job done.